We'll get round to you. Cyclists. Hi all. I've not published my last two videos yet, so I'll be probably doing them tonight and tomorrow night. But obviously I'm doing another. It's been a week since I recorded my last video, give or take. Just dropped Ellie off at her mum's. Just been talking about the news obviously and things that have changed and whether we're going to send Ellie back to school on the 1st of June or not. School's a big school, primary school still is a big school. Ellie's in reception, they have 90 children. How they're going to cope with 90 children, make sure they're all social distancing, etc. It's not possible, so the head's asking to keep your child off if you can still. So that's what we'll be doing, because obviously I won't be going back to university now until September, and her mum won't be going back to work, so we'll just carry on homeschooling Ellie until the summer, or until things change obviously. Yeah, it's been ups and downs. Ooh, put your indicator on your muppet. There's been ups and downs in my household. There's been a couple of nightmare days, a couple of not too bad days. Personally I've been struggling, which we all know anyway. Obviously I'm aware I'm not on the own and everyone's struggling though one way or another. I've managed to get some more of my uni stuff done, so I have 2 essays left to do. 1.5 essays left to do, because I've just nearly finished one. So I'll get them submitted. I'll get one submitted tonight and hopefully one submitted tomorrow night. I've got to do a bit on the counselling, which obviously I'm supposed to have part of a counselling course that I do. I'm supposed to have demonstrate counselling skills. Oh Jesus, another one. Oh, police everywhere. I'm supposed to demonstrate counselling skills. How can I demonstrate counselling skills when we're not in counselling course and we're not in class? Obviously I've struggled to get it done. The tutor, when I explained obviously how much I've struggled etc, was quite abrupt, and I've not managed to keep tabs on it since, because well, I was struggling, and before I managed to tell them actually how much I was struggling, I received a message off her, and the message just basically said, if you're not doing my class, let me know so I can drop you now, because you need it this day. Obviously no concession as to see whether I was okay or anything like that. Being a counselling tutor and the counsellor herself, you'd think she'd have a bit of compassion or something, because she's supposed to demonstrate it, but at the time it wasn't. Whether she was going through her own problems, I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, there's more to that, so I won't go into it too much. But it's safe to say that that's my last thing to do, and I'll do it when I get a chance. It's just very hard to be able to do it. I don't really want to open a can of worms in my household. How are you feeling? Tell me how you feel. Boom. Yeah, it's not happening. Worst thing the government could have done was to say you can travel and go to leisure spots. Because now all of these places like St Anne's, Blackpool and the hills, the lakes, etc. Well, got runs of traffic and people all over the place. Why didn't they just come out and say use your noggin and be like a normal person? We appreciate you being locked down for a bit. Get your exercise. Just don't be a tit and think you can go on holiday. So I was on my motorbike yesterday. Not yesterday, Friday. I was out on my motorbike. I had to nip up to Cumbria. Up to, yeah, get your words out, Stephen. I had to nip up to Lancaster. So I went on my motorbike because I need to get that thing sorted, otherwise Ellie ain't coming on holiday. But anyway, I'm on my way up there and I'm passing caravans. It's just general old dears or random people driving up the road, you know, with their extended mirrors and trundling along, supping tea out of a flask on the way to the hills, on the way to the Lake District, so they can have a caravan holiday. Like, seriously. Use your noggin. Use it. I mean, I know I'm the first to talk about statistics and what the government's telling is not truth, or... I mean, my big gripe when they were comparing with other countries, and they're still doing it now, and the press are ridiculous when it comes to this, because the press are scaremongering so much that they're going to make us lock down for so long. It's unbelievable. No country's going to let anyone fly from the UK while the press is still getting freedom of speech, because they lie and they manipulate. Today, the results, 191 people died. Yeah, so it's Saturday's stats, so it's non-reported in registration offices, etc. But even though, with them figures, BBC News figures down, only 191 people lost their life. I think it's 191, I'm not probably looked at it. Sky News, oh, the tally's going up with more people dying. It's like, stop scaring people, seriously. Get a grip. This is why everyone avoids like Sky News and the Daily Mirror and the Daily Mail, because they do stupid tactics like this. This is why the tabloids are just so ridiculous, and the broadsheets aren't much better nowadays. So yeah, so like I said, I'm the first to go on about statistics. I mean, calculating population compared to those infected, those tested, etc. I sit there tinkering away on Excel or tinkering away on some statistical software, working things out like that. When my mind's overthinking, so just to distract myself. And like I said, it's the amount of people that have passed away. Yeah, every life lost is a life, and it's somebody's mother, somebody's father, somebody's brother, somebody's... What a tit. Complete and utter tit. Anyway, idiot in an Audi. I'm doing 55 in a 50 zone, which is a slalom, as you can probably tell, as I'm turning in and out. And he's just overtaken me on a blind bend and made someone else manoeuvre. But hey, Audi drivers for you. But where was I? Oh, he's not getting too far because there's about 5 cars in front of him now, so I'm just going to be just behind him. So yeah, so statistically, 1%, less than 1% of the population have, no, I've lost, the amount of people that have lost their lives in this country to the coronavirus is a very low figure compared to how many people are in the country. Same with those who have contracted it. It's an extremely low figure, which is obviously the way testing works. If they did mass testing like other countries have, then they'd probably caught it a lot sooner and it wouldn't have been spread as quick. But that never happened, did it? But there he is, right in front of me, not even going nowhere fast. Just eager to get nowhere. Never mind, that's how the driver's for you. And he's got a dash cam. Wonder if he puts that on. Oh well, that was not going anyway. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, so like I said, if it had been caught sooner, a lot less people would have died. But we never had the facilities to do so, never had the guns. One person's blaming another blaming another. It's gonna happen in any westernized civilization. unfortunately. But yeah, that's what I've completely got off track. It's just, see what I mean? Stupid things like that really destroy my head and put me in a state of disbelief. I don't know, I can't talk. But anyway, oh, is he going to try to, no, is it? He was thinking about it. He was thinking about overtaking 5 cars at the traffic light then. Things like that are distracting my head now, but baffling. So let's get out of that. Oh, nice bikes. Oh, that last one was a learner. Strange. Yeah, you look like a proper Harley from the front. Yeah, so yeah, looking at the obviously statistics of it all, there is a big ass gap between those that are tested, those that are contracted, and the population of the country. There's gonna be, because at the end of the day, this country is full. There's a lot of people in this country, and the more people, the less people tested, the less chance of them finding it. I mean, the only reason why they're finding so many at the moment, cases, is because they're testing only those who show symptoms of it, or a family that shows symptoms of it. If they open it up to mass population and let everyone get tested, here he goes again. Stupid manoeuvres to overtake another 1 car. Well done, clever dick. Yeah, anyway. If they went into mass population and checked everyone, they'd catch it quick and then get it sorted. Before, as the lockdown started, if they'd have done a mass population of tests, as a lot of other countries did, wouldn't have had so many. And some of the idiots who were flouting the rules would know that they were to cause. But yeah, look, my head's babbled. So today, woke up with a stocker and a headache and feeling tired, even though I've been asleep. And you ever had one of those where you wake up and you think you need another nap? You've been asleep and you think you need, oh no, I've been asleep, I need a nap. Anyway, so yeah, so like I said, I've lost train of what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just idiots everywhere, isn't there? I mean, unfortunately, British don't have any common sense. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the way the news report them and the way it's been reported, this country, when they're reporting those people that passed away and those people that passed away through the virus, and not only reporting those that have been tested, they're reporting those who can't get to the hospital or are afraid to go to the hospital, so they died at home, or those that are afraid to get to the hospital, or those that you can drop dead in the middle of the street and they'll call it another statistic of a person that's dying. Basically, it sounds like they're counting the general deaths of the year. Things that usually happen. Now, yeah, the hospital statistics, maybe they have contracted it or maybe they haven't. There's been many reports of false positives, etc. Who knows what's going on there? But I have a feeling that other countries are only reporting those who they know clearly have had the complications and died, whereas this country is listening to the press dictating what they have to do. So you're like, you'll be saying, right, well, this many people have died in hospital. Oh, what about the care homes? Right, well, okay, this many people have died in the care homes and the hospital. Oh, what about those who couldn't get to the hospital because they were afraid of the coronavirus? Okay, these people, and that's what going. It keeps going, it keeps going, it's going. What are they going to start doing next? Counting deaths of birds, saying the birds are part of the bloody population. Seriously, it's really frustrating. Like I said, everyone who's passed away, it's a really bad thing. Like I said, that's some of it close and some of it from distance. But it is a really bad thing, yeah, that's given. But we know enough now for them to come out and say, oh, the hospital are saying, oh, well, 25% of those that passed away have diabetes. Right, so they've had diabetes. Chances are, if they've got diabetes, then it means they're overweight or obese, which we know that is an impaction because it affects your lungs. So if you've got, you're overweight, like me, you've got fat around your body. I know I'm overweight. I've put my weight on massively since I started my medication, and I know I've got fat clinging to all of my organs. I know this because I've been diagnosed with non-alcoholic fatty liver damage. So I've got fat. Actually, the best one pointed to me was the diabetes clinic. She said to me, there's two types of people in this world. I think I mentioned this on a video before. She said to me, there's two types of people in this world that are overweight and obese. She said, there's those that live with it, that put the weight on gradually or born with it, and not born with it, get it over childhood, and then they live with it, and they can cope with it, and they stay fine and healthy. Then there's people like you. That was the worst, people like you, who put the weight on really quick, at a really drastic speed, and it's just pure fat, and that fat is damaging every single part of your body. And I know that's where I'm at, and this lockdown hasn't helped, because I can't go to the gym or do anything that I was doing. I can't go out and do something. I mean, mentally I can. I've still got the problem with my leg, and I had to stop the physio and I couldn't book the operation for that because of all this. So now I've got to get all that back onto it again. I've got walking hurts, but I still do it. I mean, I love to walk. I would quite happily go for a 15-mile trek, 20-mile trek up the hills and not think twice about it. I've always loved walking. My heels don't, or the shoes don't, because I wear them out really quick with the heels, because I'm very heavy on the heels. But yeah, that's why I'm looking forward. I'm hoping that I get to go to Disney in July, because I know I'm going to be doing 10 miles a day walking. The others might not like it, they might obviously not want to do it at all, but I'll quite happily just crack on with it. I'm sure I'll find a way to get, if I start with pain, I'm sure I'll find a walking stick or something there to help me. So like I said, I love them, yeah, anyway. So I'd quite happily, if I had the right shoes on, I'd go walking all day long, but it does cause me a lot of pain, and that's obviously not a good thing. I can't sort that out. But yeah, once I get back on track, I know I'll be, I keep saying this, I tell myself this all the time, and as I said in the last video, it feels like, or one of the other videos I just got long done, it feels like it was a big sucker punch when the lockdown. I mean, obviously I know it was out of my control, etc., but mentally up here, because of the way my brain works and the way it thinks all the time, I'm under the feeling that it was a sign to say that I can't sort my life out, and I struggle with that. I do struggle with that, but I'm always going to have the self-doubt and blame, unfortunately, because that's what I went through. I'm always going to struggle with things like that. I know I am. I know it's a byproduct of my condition or my situation. Sometimes I wish other people realised it, but hey, that's how it is. It's fucking tight. It's tough. It is really tough. It's not easy. That's a given. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so the press, they're idiots. I think that's where. Oh wow, reeks. Sewage around here. This tune, Little Dicky Earth, it's a brilliant song. But I can't get arrested, this fat bottom girls in the place. But anyway, just doing a nice little drive on the A roads, going back rather than the motorway, so my car can get a little bit of a nice run. Go past the uni, see if there's any life happening. I don't know where past, otherwise I could just see the libraries open. Doubt it. Probably going to be shut down still. But yeah. So yeah, so obviously that's where I'm at the moment. I mean, like I said, I've had a few good times. I've been popping the vitamin D's like I said in another video, and I think they've been helping me out a bit, because when I have them I do feel a bit upbeat. I've just got to remember to take them daily, not every other day. Because at the moment I'm taking them every other day, which is not good. Yeah. But obviously that's working, but I'm useless with tablets as it is. I can set reminders on my phone and I still won't do it. I'm supposed to take my tablets same time every day and I never do. Got rid of the computers and stuff out of my bedroom, and instead I've just got the Google Nest Hub, the screen one I use. I got one of them, oh, excuse me, I do apologise. I got one of them steamer things, them the humidifiers, them misters. The ones that you put oil in and water and then it puts smells in the room. And get your words out. Puts air and water in the room. Hoping it'll stop me snoring, because I know my snoring's really irritating the missus. I mean, she's constantly nudging me and waking me to tell me to move my head or move my back, or so I know it's not helping. And I also know it's part of my being overweight. Unfortunately, if you're going to try and get that one lap ahead, don't really do it next to me, because I won't let you. Yeah. Stupid car, he was behind me and decided to come beside me like he was going to overtake me, so I didn't let him. I'm nice like that. But yeah, so I got that, see that helps me, apparently didn't have last night. So maybe I need a bit more oil in it to get the menthols a bit more smellier. Because personally I don't know whether it worked or not last night. So I'll put more in tonight. Nope, it's all shut down. The only thing that's still cracking on around here is the construction of the new building. And wow, they're throwing that up fast. Can't wait, because apparently it's going to have some cafe in it that they'll be able to go to. Oh, what happened then? Car hiccups. Even my parking spaces are not full. That's really weird to see. So yeah, so I'm working on that as well. I'll get somewhere. I will get somewhere. Like I said, I know if I lose weight, I'll stop snoring. Well, I won't stop snoring, but snoring will finish. Because I'm not like... I'm not able to... Fuck, get your words out, Stevie. Come on. Anyway. I can't lay flat. So, obviously, stop snoring, best thing to do, lay flat. Maybe lump up your neck a little bit. I've got all the pillows and stuff, but I can't lay flat. Because I have... well, what I've found out is to do with a hiatus hernia. I never knew what it was. They just said some random blab to me. But when I was younger, I used to sup cider by the keg load. Part of my self-medicating stages. I'd drop I'll drop a fair few magnums each night over ciders and spirits, and I went through a stage where I was just drinking for drinking's sake. And yeah, it turns out that it caused some damage to my stomach and give me, from what medical records read, and I didn't realise, and I only found out through a student finance application, funny enough, because they wrote a list of all what I did. I got fed up with student finance. I probably mentioned this before. So I sent them a full list of my medical records from top to bottom. Full list from birth to recent. I've done the same with Pip because they're doing my head in. But yeah, I sent that to them and I let them just sift through it all because they wanted to know whether my PTSD was long term or not, because they couldn't understand why it was. We need more evidence to say that whether your PTSD is long term or not. Go figure. PTSD, is it long term? Especially considering my fucking diagnosis is C-PTSD. Do you really think that's going to go anywhere anytime soon? I wish. But anyway, so yeah, so I sent them all that, and then they sent me a list back of things that they can't provide support for without further information as to whether it's impacted me today. And one of them was hiatus hernia. So I'm looking at my file, and there it is, hiatus hernia that I burst. And the way they told me in the hospital, all they told me in the hospital was, okay, Mr. Malago, you've got a hole in your diaphragm, so you've got a diaphragm, and you've got a second diaphragm, and one of them lets you put, it goes like this and it stops. And then he said, this is pretty much how it got to us. I'm not ad-libbing or anything, no. But yeah, so he sits there and he says, you've got a hole in your diaphragm, so it is no longer working as a diaphragm. So yeah, it'll hold the food down, and when you stood up and when you sat down, etc., you'll be fine. But if your stomach goes higher than your head, then the acid will come back up your throat. And it does. My stomach acid, got my eraser there. My stomach acid comes up my throat and burns the back of my throat, burns my... We got far, didn't it? You got there. Idiot. So yeah, so this stomach acid comes back, it burns the back of my throat, it makes me gag, it makes me sick. It's really bad, and no matter what I do, I have to take tablets to stop it bubbling. Another Audi going through red lights, who'd have thought it? Yeah, I have to take medication for the acid to settle it down so that it doesn't get too bad, and I can't sleep flat because otherwise I end up in loads of pain and really unwell and being sick, and yeah, it's not nice. So I love Preston town. Anyone who's driven around Preston town centre know what I mean by this, but when you're driving past whatever this estate is here, the place with the Costa and the entertainment toy shop and places like that, and Range. When you drive past there, the roads go literally from 3 lanes to 2 lanes to 3 lanes to 2 lanes to 1 lane to 2 lanes. So they skip from lanes without clear marking. So you'll be driving up 3 lanes, car to the left and car to the right, and then all of a sudden, them lanes will just vanish. You're presented with 2 lanes in front of you, and you have to figure out how you're getting through them. Not time for my speaker to stop working, but yeah. So I've got like a bit digressing a bit again. So yeah, so I've got that obviously, so I can't lay flat, so I can't do that for snoring. So then I have to lay on my side, but because I am overweight, I feel really uncomfortable on my side because it feels like I don't know, it just feels weird. It feels like all the weight is just pushing down on my shoulder and my arm and my leg, and it hurts. I'm always tossing and turning. I can't sleep on my belly because I feel like a beached whale. I just I don't yeah, no. Like I said, I accept I'm overweight, I do. I mean, come on, when I was younger, I was classed as overweight then, but I was just pure muscle. That muscle vanishes. Medication makes you eat and 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 eat. And as much as you try not to, ooh, that was close, Stephen. As much as you try not to, you still end up eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. And even worse now with this, depression makes you eat. My medication makes me eat. I'm bored, I've got feck all to do at home, so I eat. Well, I have got things to do, but I can't get the oomph to do them, so I eat. It's a big, once this lockdown's all over and everyone starts doing normal things, what normal can be, I think Weight Watchers are going to be making a killing. Imagine how much money they're going to be taking in each week. So yeah, yeah, I've accepted that, by the way, and I know I've got to do something about it. I know it's going to kill me. I do know this. I mean, I've discussed about medical conditions before, but I've not really gone into them. But I've always shied away from doctors and hospitals and stuff like that. I hate them. I'd rather ignore something and hope it goes away. Like most men, I won't deal with something until it's too late. I don't like that new slogan. Stay alert. I am alert. I'm always alert. It's part of the fucking condition. But anyway. Yeah, I forgot where I was going now again. Oh yeah, like I said, medical concerns, I shy away from them. And I just ignore them. Because of the experience I've had with doctors and hospitals and stuff like that as a child, it's something that I've not really wanted to deal with. It's like I've mentioned about my son in one of them. My son having problems with his brain, and I don't really know the ins and outs because obviously I've not been told. I've been told little bare minimums and I can't find out. So when I was 15, I had, I'll go on this more in detail when we talk about my young times one day, but I had severe sinusitis. that was turned into meningitis. I had ended up losing some of my cartilage on my nose because it just disintegrated, and I looked like the Elephant Man. I had a big balloon face, and I ended up having a drip in my nose for 2 weeks. If I hadn't have gone to hospital when I did, chances are I would have been a lot worse and I would have had a lot of damage done to me. So I was lucky on that aspect that I got to the hospital. My next door neighbour had a car to take me because my mum fucking took me. So anyway, my mum didn't even go to hospital, he took me. But I'll go for that another time. So yeah, so my face came out really bad and I couldn't have that problem. I've now found out as well that my daughter has what they call a Chiari malformation. Now I don't know, I've never had a full brain scan, so I don't know whether I've got it. I don't know whether it's hereditary. Nobody knows nothing about it because it's so unexplored. But Chiari malformation is when your baby brain is a bit lower than it should be. So you got your main big brain, you got a little brain, corpus callosum. Woohoo, big words. And that, rather than being like that and above the neck, it just drops down into a spinal column where the spinal column should be. So because of that, obviously she has to be careful because it can cause some damage. If it dries up and clogs up, it can cause a brain damage. My son, as far as I know, had a growth on his brain that he had to be operated on. It's caused him some damage. I don't know what it was. I've never actually had the chance to find out. And I hope for his mother's sake, more than anything else, that it's not hereditary. It's not something that's come from me. Because if it is, then she'd have been able to advise him correctly and could have saved him a lot of strain and heartache. But hey. So yeah, so obviously after that, after the experience with my doctor on that, I've avoided them like the plague. I don't like doctors, I don't like hospitals. I only go if I really need to or if someone makes me. I mean, come on, I shattered my wrist and I still carried on doing all my work and driving about and riding my motorbikes and stuff for another week afterwards because I didn't want to go to the hospital. It was only because I got made to go a week later that I did. And at the time I was actually doing army training and I was still doing all my army training and stuff like that, so I know I made it worse by not getting checked, but I didn't want to because I was afraid. And that's the honest truth, I was afraid. I'm afraid of doctors, I'm afraid of the worst. I always have been, because of that. The way they're treated and stuff like that. I'm afraid of how they'll treat me, but I'm also afraid of worst case scenarios. I always fear the worst and everything. I get swelling on the side of my head. I went to the doctors recently. I mean, I get swelling on the side of my head anyway because I put the tons of crap out of it practically every week, if not more. That's my release. But yeah, so at this one point I noticed a lot of fluid in my head. Now obviously I fear that I am going to cause some damage. I think I have caused damage already, but I fear I am going to cause more damage. And because of the way the medical is here, unless I go and pay private for scans and stuff, I'm never going to get them done because the hospitals aren't going to do them for me because they don't care. Unless I'm kicking up a fuss and really causing trouble and being antisocial, I don't come under a threat for the mental health, so they don't give a shit, they just back off and leave me alone, which isn't the best, but hey, I've learned to accept that now. Mental health, well, any health in this country is only as good as the government allows it to be. I'm really contemplating seeing what I can do. I won't mind just going to America for a year, getting some insurance, then get the checks I need up in America. But I can't do it at the moment. So yeah, so I'm talking about my medical situation anyway. Ooh, police. Is that police? I think so. It's either police or the what they call the highway patrol. But yeah, so like I said, my medical. When that happened, obviously, I didn't really want to get it sorted. I just kept going to the doctor. Look, I've got acid. Well, I just went to the doctors. While I was talking about mental health problems, actually, it came up. I said, would that be connected to why I keep getting severe acid? She went, no, Stephen, I think that's something different. Oh. So against that check, she goes, I'm booking you an appointment for a camera. So I said, okay. And gets the camera down. And as the guys putting the camera down, I stayed awake. I'm not like these one putting sleep or nothing or anything like that. No, go ahead, mate. I stayed awake. And I let him put a camera down there. Now that is hilarious. That Audi that was doing stupid manoeuvres around Freckleton, I've just seen on the side of the motorway with a puncher. Poetic justice. Anyway, where was I? Can't remember. That's got to be a police stand because he didn't stop. Yeah, just let a car go flying past fast. I don't really know. Not my problem. Anyway, yeah, so, like I said, the guy's putting the camera down, and he goes, oh, that's not supposed to be there. So, I just thought, Sarah, what do you mean? He says, hold on a minute. He says, he's looking about, he says, show me the video. He says, see that hole there? That's not supposed to be there. Okay, I says, where's it supposed to be? No, you're not supposed to have one. Oh right, I said, that's fair enough. What do we do about it? Nothing. Nothing we can do. So, I just had to live with it, haven't I? Yep, it's one of them traffic officers, it's not police. Anyway, what was that? Yeah. So I've had to live with that. I stopped taking medication for a while, and I ended up when I lost loads of weight, and I was healthy and I was on top of things. I stopped taking it for a while, but then after I was just drinking loads of milk and taking anti-acid tablets and stuff like that instead. You know, like Rennies and stuff. I'm mainly drinking lots of milk because prescriptions were costing me too much money. So yeah, and then all of a sudden I had my breakdown and I get put on medication and they come back with a vengeance. Really bad, to a point where every night I was gagging and spewing and struggling. Since my breakdown, I have, and my ballooning, I have gained, as I said, a non-alcoholic fatty liver. I have fat around regions of my heart, so I have a heart problem. I have, what's it called? Yeah, I'm on heart tablets. I'm on statins for cholesterol. My cholesterol is really high. I'm on 80 milligrams of statin. The heart tablets is because I have hypertension, really high blood pressure. So I'm on there as well. If I don't take them through a day, I feel like faint and I pass out. And I've done that a few times. I've been passed out on them. I have on obviously the antidepressants, I'm on antipsychotics. I've also got a problem with my leg because I've got excess weight. That leg problem's come back with a vengeance and is killing me to a point where the stupidest of things will make it hurt even more. This car's a manual, which is the first manual car I've had in about 3 years now, and it kills my ankle to change gear. But it's pain that I'm used to now, so I live with it. What else? Yeah, so like I said, I've got all that. I've got a big ass gut. I apologise for my moves that were on show in my last video, because the muscle's all gone from my arm. I've lost all muscle mass up there and it's gone to fat. I have my shoulder. Now, I had a motorbike accident 12-13 years ago. I got shafted in the back by a transit van. Guy with no insurance, no tax, no licence, and taking a van without consent. Big long list of them. On his mobile phone while driving, ploughed into the back of me a few days before I was due to go on holiday. Now, I was on my green Kawasaki at the time, dressed in Kermit the Frog leathers, so you can't miss me. Big bright green leathers and a big bright green bike. If you can miss that, then you need some new spectacles, mate. And I was stationary, waiting for the traffic to clear so I could turn into a road. And I was on near the white lines, so I couldn't swerve around me easily. No, this prick ploughs into the back of me, sends me flying up on the bonnet, my head smacks through the windscreen, on top of the roof, and then I fly about 100 yards across the road. My bike, it shunts forward and it goes flying forward to the next road. So yeah, so my bike was really damaged, I was really damaged, and I was really bruised. They found a part of my shoulder blade which had fractured and moved and could not be moved or placed back in phase of causing damage. So that hasn't sat right ever since and causes me a lot of pain. That has come back with vengeance too. I am dropping things, I am releasing things, my shoulder dislocates when it shouldn't. Yeah, because of the weight of my body, that's causing more pain too. Then there's my lovely wrist. I had problems with my wrist where I shattered it. Now, riding downhill, won't explain there, but I was going downhill and some nice lady was putting makeup on. I was on my bike, I said, some nice lady putting makeup on in a car. There's 3 lanes, 2 lanes split into 3. I'm going to Central. She wants that lane on the left, so she's coming from the lane on the right, all the way across, swiped straight into me, and then my bike's just carried on down and get against the curb. So I'm there trying to stop my bike's rubbing against the curb, things catching everywhere. There's a fence coming up. What do? Is instinct. You put your arm out to stop yourself from falling, don't you? I did that. My wrist shattered. Caused me a lot of damage to my wrist. I ended up having to have some surgery on my wrist. That now causes me a lot of problems too. Then we've got this. That. I've touched on this in my older videos. I've touched on this recently as well, but I was having a really bad day. To a point where I was struggling with life, I was struggling with flashbacks. Everything was going on around me, I was really struggling. Flashbacks going on. I put my hands out and it goes through a window. I had a bad one like I got there, because I've always got one of them on for stress, to relieve myself. And to relieve my stress a bit. And and I put my hand out. I put my hand through this window. The man catches on a single pane glass, catches on it, drags it down. So obviously the man snapped, but my hand went through his pane really bad. Caused me damage to the sheath of my tendon and third of my tendon. 2 nerves, 2 veins went through. So I had to have keyhole surgery. I had to have, not keyhole, sorry. I had to have restructure surgery on that. I have no feelings in that hand because of that. I have no feelings in that hand because of my wrist. And my fingers numb and I get lots of problems and really bad. I'm grabbing hot things and not realising they're hot until I see the burning on my fingers. I can put too much pressure into things or not enough. And I keep hearing a little pinging in when I move my thumb every now and again. So yeah, so I've got them problems with my hands. And then on top of that, I can keep going forever. But damage to my head. Now, during my bad times, I smashed my head off everything. I punched my head, I smacked my head off things. When I say punch, I'm talking full force. I'm left-handed, with a ring finger on, a ring on my finger, and I am decking myself so hard that it's knocking me out. And that's what I do. I punch myself like that hard, that all it smells out, I knock myself out. And I fear, of course, some damage there, because I do it with both sides, but that side more. I smashed a big IKEA glass sugar bowl that I had like 10 years plus. I shattered one of them right over my head full force, as in I picked it up, then whacked it down full force, so I've got all scars there now. I've cut my head open many times, a young child and now. So I have that as well. Pain they cause, because the scar hasn't quite matted up right. And it hurts a lot. I don't know why, but it hurts. Obviously my head swells and that hurts. And it's that. Like I said, there's my nose ring, so I've got half cartilage there, which is why I can only wear certain types of glasses. Something that I feel like I make them up sometimes. It's that bad. It really does feel like I'm endemic and I'm making things up. And it's starting to sound like my sister. That's what she likes to do, make things up. No, it's all there. So yeah, so me being me, I don't like to get the help until I get forced into it anyway. So yeah, so like I said, I've got all that going. I know I need to lose the weight. I know snacking and stuff like that doesn't help. These probably don't help either. Well, I drink semi-skim milk, so isn't it? Just gotta get back on top of it all. But with some more of this, I'm just gonna crack away at my garden, crack away at my shed, get it all built. Like I said, I'm gonna get these 2 essays done. One tonight, definitely gonna get done. So I need to try and resist the temptation to go on the PlayStation. So I'm doing that as well. That's actually a good relaxer though. Really relaxes me. And yes, I'm trying to resist the temptation to go on PlayStation, do my essay, avoiding young and their beliefs and differences, and then I'm going to go on, crack on the other essay, get it done for tomorrow. I've got an exam tomorrow, and then hopefully that's the end of it all, till September. Go back the 3rd week of September after Freshers Week. I'm spending any time around June on Freshers Week and didn't make that mistake last year. Going to America hopefully still, July. I'm more confident on that than I am about anything else. Obviously the Spanish one now has been cancelled, however I just got away from EasyJet to cancel the flights. Went on it last night and they said they're all sold out all that time. So I imagine they'll stop selling the tickets now, which is good. So that means they're going to be cancelling and giving refunds soon then. get that money back, and then when we come back in September, might be going into Spain for October or something. Go somewhere nice in October. That's my plan anyway. Just hoping that America goes ahead, otherwise I might have to put that back a month or so. I hope that Disney's open when I do go. Because I really want to go see Disney. Granted, I might not get the full experience, but I'd like to get an experience. And if it's quieter, even better. Because it'll have my anxiety. I'll have to queue up long for rides. Yeah, so I'm blabbing on for the last hour. So obviously that's where I'm at the moment. That's where I'm up to. I am still doing the videos, and I can do. I'm cracking on, like I said. Partially I do them to, as obviously for myself, to help myself to understand where I was, where I've come from, where I'm at now. Help me see myself as talking. Partially I do them so that other people know that they're not alone, that in their thoughts and feelings, that if they are the same as me or have problems like me, then to know they're not alone. And I'm just doing, like I said, just to help others if I can. So thank you if you've got this far listening to me blab along, talk about nothing or something. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share. Find me on social media, we'll live with Stevie, or with Stevie on Twitter. I'm on Discord. As I said in my previous vlogs, I want to set up a forum, a chat room for people who struggle with mental health but want to get away from the mental health, if that makes sense. So I will be working on that now that all the uni stuff's done. And yeah, hopefully get that over in the next few months. See what I can do. But either way, like I said, that's where I'm at the moment, and I thank you very much for listening, and yeah, please take care of yourselves.